I know what you're thinking. Steve, you really need to stop wearing backwards hats. It looks really retarded. And I'm aware of that, by the way. But I don't know. It's fun to do sometimes. Because why not? Another thing you're asking is, Steve, why in the name of sweet baby Satan do you have extra long cut Grizzly Natural? That is a fair question, considering that I would normally rub Fine Cut or Snuff if I can get my hands on it. That being Copenhagen Snuff, if it's cheaper, but it's not around here at least, and Grizzly Snuff if it is available, which again, it is not around here. It's normally Grizzly Fine Cut Natural. So why do I have Grizzly Extra Long Cut Natural? There's a very simple answer. And it has to do with my mother. No, my mother is not a brainlet. My mother knows what I rub. She knows I rub Grizzly Fine Cut Natural. And I didn't ask her to get me any rub. She just did. She was just being nice, I guess, which I appreciate. I'm not gonna complain. And like even about this, I'm not complaining. Rub is rub. But she came over and she's like, I got you a can of rub. She didn't say rub. I forget what she said. I don't know. Anyway, let's just say she said rub. I got you a can of rub, but I think it's the wrong one. And I'm like, hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Rub is rub. And I see it, and initially I think it's Grizzly Snuff, and I'm like, I'm not complaining about that. Wherever you got that, you need to keep doing that. But no, it's Grizzly Extra Long Cut Natural. And this is because the guy working at the gas station was apparently retarded. Now, I would hope most people can read. And now, right here, you can probably see this. It says extra long cut. And on this one, it says fine cut. Those are two different things. Two fairly different things, to be honest. But yeah, that guy's retarded. And okay, let's stop talking about it. Let's talk about the rub itself. The rub's not bad. I've had one pinch of it. One thing I am gonna knock points off because of the can design. If you've watched my videos or you know anything about Grizzly's other can designs, you might think this looks a little familiar to something. I don't know. Maybe this. I don't know. Maybe these two things look a little similar to you. Actually, on the camera, this one looks a lot darker than it is in person. But in person, they look basically almost exactly the same. The extra long cut looks a lot darker on camera. But if they're trying to copy Copenhagen, which they obviously are with the snuff can, they're obviously copying Copenhagen. The Copenhagen Long Cut Natural, it's darker than this. Or extra long cut natural, sorry. Long Cut Natural is Copenhagen Long Cut. Extra Long Cut Natural is like almost black. Anyway, it's been like 4 minutes. Let's actually throw in a pinch. Cut. It's a long cut. Imagine that. I don't have any normal long cut to compare it to, so I'm just kind of staring at it. I don't rub long cut. As you know, I rub fine cut, and this is extra long cut, but so I don't have any normal long cut to compare it to see if it's cut particularly longer. And even then, the long cut that I rub the most is the Copenhagen 7 blend. And Copenhagen 7 blend isn't particularly long cut itself. I mean, it's not fine cut by any means, but it's still not particularly long. It's not Stoker's or anything. Even this definitely isn't as long as like Stoker's. Stoker's is really long. But this is definitely, it is definitely longer than, I think, I've never had Grizzly normal long cut natural. It's definitely longer than like Grizz Green or Grizz Matte. Definitely. By a little bit at least. Unless it's long cut. So this is not going to be the only pinch. It's going to be the first pinch. No, if it was fine cut, obviously that'd be enough. Honestly, I probably would have been able to take a bigger pinch, but like I said, I don't normally rub long or fine cut. I rub fine cut a lot. I don't normally rub fine cut. And since Mama didn't raise no pussy, I'm gonna find the rest. And I had taken one pinch out of this, so that's gonna mean, I don't know, that's about 3/4 of the can or something. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to do this, but part of me is like, hey, me as well. Okay, it legitimately looks like I have a chew in. No chew though, just dip. That's the absurdity of long cut. Is, when I rub long cut, I go through it very quickly, as you can tell. That was, 2 pinches, a pinch and a filler, and it's basically the whole can. Probably could have got the whole thing in one pinch if I tried hard enough. But, yeah. I'm getting some floaters right here. It is a little dry, to be honest. I can't imagine too many people rub this, so I'm not really surprised that it's a little dry. And then again, I like my rub really moist to begin with. And I normally add some water into basically every can I open. Sorry, my leg is really itchy. But, I had a couple drops of water, and I didn't do any of this, so this could be normal. And I'm just forgetting it. Let's see what the number is on it. I can't remember. At one point, I was told what the number meant, the number under the barcode on Grizzly. And we have a whopping number 1. If only I remembered what that meant. Taste-wise, tastes like Grizzly, natural, like, the cut's not really gonna affect the taste. Like, Copenhagen Snuff and Copenhagen Long Cut basically taste the same. Copenhagen Snuff does taste a little bit better somehow. I don't know how, don't ask me how. It's probably just my brain telling me it does. I mean, that's how it tastes worse to begin with. This one's a 2. Huh. I've had ones before that are like 8. Like I said, I don't know what that means right offhand. I knew at one point, but then I forgot. And that shows you how little nicotine you get from long cut. Because if I threw in this bigger pinch of fine cut natural, I would be laying down right now. I'll say that much. I have quite a high nicotine tolerance, but it is not that high. Yeah. I am getting a slight hint of a buzz, which is surprising. It's very hard for me to get any sort of buzz from long cut, let alone extra long cut. then again, I would chalk that up to it being 3/4 of the can. So taste-wise, it tastes like Grizzly Natural. Like, you know what Grizzly Natural tastes like, or you don't. If you don't, then you don't. It tastes like Grizzly Natural. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, I'm still getting some floaters right here, which is kind of annoying. Oh, that smells awful. Like, that actually made me dry heave. That smells like straight coyote piss. Dear Lord. Oh, I tore the date. I don't even know how to read Grizzly's dates because they're in, like, secret code for some reason. I'll give it a 0 out of 100. Yeah, I'll give it a negative 100 out of 1,000 for smell, because that smells straight awful. I'm glad I didn't smell before I threw it in. Or else I would not have thrown in this big of a pinch. Whew. I'm actually getting a bit of a buzz. But obviously this is not economical in any way, because I would go through like a roll of this a day if I threw in this big of a pinch. And that's obviously not economical, and that's a good way to get mouth cancer in about a month. Anyway, I'll give it an 80 on the scale of deliciousness. The smell is really knocking it down for me. Other than that, it's perfectly fine. If you are into long cut, then hey, give it a try. See you guys next time.